One love to the humble, one love to the humble, one love to the humble. Grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Hey, listen, I got a good video, right? And it's from the good brother Trey Day. That's his video request. And the request is how drill music has affected the black community. And it has had a major effect. Now, bear with me. I got this new mic. You can see this mic right here. I'm trying to figure this mic out. So if the sound is not correct or the sound distorted or whatever, bear with me. I'm working with this. I'm trying to learn how to do this new mic thing. It's going to get better as we go along. But for this video, it's my first time doing it with this mic. So hopefully it works out. But drill music has had a serious effect on the black community. I mean, it really has. I mean, it's the type of music that started in Chicago. And I'm not dissing Chicago at all. I'm not dissing nobody that's rapping. But we can't sit here and act like the effects of it isn't a problem. There were people that when I was coming up that was talking about rap music in a negative way, and we didn't want to hear it. We always dissed it. We always pushed them off. We always brushed them off. We always act like we didn't want to hear what they was talking about. And then they dropped this song called Self Destruction. Self Destruction came out in the 80s. I believe it was the late 80s, early 90s is when Self Destruction first dropped. I don't remember the exact year, but I do remember that song, and it was a huge impact. But at the time, we didn't really see what they was talking about because we was just blind to the facts, and we wasn't really, we was used to hearing. Excuse me, we were used to hearing our favorite rappers, and they wasn't rapping like these rappers are today. But even back then, they were talking about we headed for self destruction, and they was telling us how the rap music was. I don't know. They was talking about the rap music, but they was also talking about society as a whole and how we was going as a society and how the music was transforming into the gangster style. It was new. It wasn't really like it is today. We wasn't listening to that type of rap back then. And then like early 90s is when NWA dropped. And then it was right after that, it was Dr. Dre and them dropped right afterwards. And they brought the West Coast flavor in, and it got kind of crazy real quick. It was different music. Then they had a combination of both styles. They had the fun rap along with the gangster rap all mixed into one. And so, excuse me, that transformed over the years, right? It transformed over the years. It kept getting worse and worse and worse and growing and growing and growing and getting crazy and crazy and crazier until it led us to different types of music evolved from that. That birthed a lot of different music. And then you had the Tupac drop. He went from being like who he was to becoming this gangster rapper. And a lot of people don't really know about how Tupac became who he is. Those of us who grew up watching Tupac from, I Get Around to certain songs he was making before he started making gangster rap. He wasn't always rapping about the hardcore stuff, killing and all that. He used to rap about things that was going on in the community. He was a community activist, but he wasn't really like on that time at that moment. Excuse me. I don't know what it is. Every time I start making videos, I start yarning. I don't know why that happens. Anyway, um, Tupac became that type of rapper. He was known as gangster rap. He was known for gangster rap, and at the time when it was getting crazy, Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X's wife, and C. Dolores Tucker was starting a campaign against gangster rap because the fact that what it was high degraded women. And we didn't realize the problem at that time, that it was going to turn into what it is today. But they was against it, and they was speaking out against it at that time. But then Tupac came out and dissed C. Loris Tucker because of what she was saying. He dissed her on a song, and even me, I was in agreement with Tupac because I was a fan back then. But years later, you look at me now. Now my mind is different. I wish he had never done that, but I didn't know no better. I was young and dumb. Very influential. You can influence me, like most young people can be influenced, especially by an artist like Tupac, who was right around our same age, and the things he said we resonated with because we was young. But as you grow older, you mature and you realize that that was stupid and dumb of what he did. So you keep fast forward. Everybody today is Tupac's kids. Everybody's rapping gangster rap, hardcore rap. Tupac birthed them all because he started it on that level, and now everything you see after that is because of what he started. So, what's the effects of drill music to the black community? Well, it's just like anything else that's a continuous cycle. The more people feed into it, they pick up the spirit of that music and they want to act it out and they want to live it out. And what that does is it creates a scenario where people start doing things that they wouldn't normally do. You got so many people that's going to go to prison because of that music. I was just the other day listening to a song by the late what's his rapper name? Excuse me. FBG Duck. I was listening to a song by FBG Duck. It was supposedly a diss song to the late King Von. And I listened to it. The song is old. I never heard it until recently. I looked at it. It was like 7 years old. I guess the song came out 7 years ago. I ain't know nothing about it. I'm not into that type of music no more. But I listened to it, and then they were saying supposed to be a diss. So then I heard of King Von now. But then but I only heard about him like last year or something like that. And then I listened to the music he made and see how it was the dissing back and forth and how that type of drill style was corrupting and causing issues, because the objective is to make music, make money, and be great. But that is not what a lot of people do. They wasn't originally, before they rappers, they're gang members first. So that carries over into the music as a way to expand and a way to put more out there. And so it sells more because everybody want to hear about the negativity. Everybody want to hear about what somebody's saying about this person. Because we did the same thing when I was coming up. If a rapper dissed another rapper, it was more interesting because you wanted to hear that battle. But the only difference is back then, most people wasn't going to lose their life behind a song. It was just actual rappers rapping about the beef and kept it on wax. But when gang members get involved, it's no longer about just being on wax. It's going to be some physical stuff that's going to take place for real, and somebody going to lose their life. And that's where it's at today. A lot of people are losing their life behind this, and those who really are not even affiliated, they hear it and it sounds cool, and what they want to do is mimic that lifestyle, even they don't have nothing to do with it. You be from the suburbs. You living in the white picket fence, so to speak, neighborhood, and you want to take on that lifestyle because they look like you, and you like what they're saying, and you intrigued by it, and you want to start living a life that you don't have to live. You may lose your life pretending, or you may go to prison pretending like this is something that you really about. So when you look at the numbers of people that has lost their life behind this drill music, it's really devastating. But I don't think it's going to stop anything. I think people are going to still do it because when you in that neighborhood, I'm still talking from my perspective. But when you growing up in it, it's not so easy to separate yourself from it. You know, you see what the kind of respect they get. You see the females love them. They getting all kind of attention, and it entices others who really would never have anything to do with their lifestyle to be a part of that lifestyle now because of the attention that it brings. But when you go and look at the graveyards and you go count the number of bodies in the graveyard that's been dropped because of that music, or the number of people that's gonna never get out of prison because of that music. So many young people going to prison today. So many young people are losing their life today because they listen to that type of music. It ain't no unity. It's just them guys are having problems with each other. But the collateral damage is those who listen to it and try to live that life. You ain't got nothing to do with that beef that those two people have, but you put yourself, you create a beef with somebody else because those two people got beef. That's gang beef. It has nothing to do with regular civilians. But a civilian will put themselves in danger because of what their favorite rapper said up to a person that they got a beef with. And then their favorite rapper might lose their life, or this person might take their favorite rapper out. Now this side against that side. Oh, you like them? Oh, I like them. Now we got beef because I'm taking this person's side, you taking that person's side, and ain't none of them gang affiliated. Now it's understandable that the gang is going to retaliate because that's what gangs do. But when you ain't part of no gang and you just got beef with somebody because they like somebody that you like, I mean that you don't like, and they rap, and then y'all get into it, and now you losing your life, or now you heard somebody that encouraged you to be this type of lifestyle that you ain't never lived. Now you out here robbing, stealing, shooting, taking, and you lose your life. Meaning you can lose your life in two ways. You can go to the cemetery, or you can go to prison for the rest of your life. It can take you up out the streets, and it ain't necessary. So what you need to do is change how you look at these things. You probably should just, if you can't control yourself and this music is influencing you, then probably the best thing you can do is just not listen to it. If you can't, if that music come on and it moves you into a way that you're gonna do something, you probably shouldn't even listen to it because it's gonna make you lose everything you work hard for, or everything that you thought you was about to work hard for. You ain't gonna have it. You're gonna be working hard for something else, and that's your freedom. Because if you lose your life, you can't get that back. You know how hard? I don't care how hard you think you ain't gonna get your life back. It's gonna be gone. So before you get to that point, it's best to listen to somebody who got your best interest in mind and stay away from it. That's all you can do. Because anything else is gonna get you messed up. It really is. And that's the effects that it have on us. The numbers are astounding, and they keep on incarcerating black people because we cannot seem to separate ourselves from the nonsense. And if we don't change our mindset, we're going to continue down this path until there really ain't no more black men left. So y'all just think about it. I advise you to change your ways and think about what you're doing so you can live long and prosperous. It ain't got to be about fame. It ain't got to be about gains. You can just live a quiet, simple, humble life and not worry about the nonsense. So just think about it. Y'all take care.